Buckle up. Here we go. Because the ride home just got a little bumpier.
You cannot be serious.
I've got to sit here every friggin' week.
There's got to be an investigation into this. This is the Triple M Rush Hour with MG.
Oh, and MG is a happy Panther tonight because his mob are playing Thursday night footy against the Brisbane Broncos at Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah, look, it's a pretty lopsided pre-game match build-up, I must confess, but good news today from the Broncos. They've had everything old is new again because Carmichael Hunt is back.
I want to get your thoughts on the decision by the Broncos to bring Carmichael back into the fold. That's going to come up when we preview the game in about 10 minutes' time. And MG, you have gone into your little black book of contacts.
I certainly have.
And pulled out one of the all-timers. One of the great... Probably the greatest interview we'll have this year so far, and one of the greatest we may get in the show's history.
Well, a fellow 2750 postcode, Mick Fanning, who makes his... he can make a comeback.
He's making a comeback, yes. The three-time world champion Mick Fanning, who is coming out of retirement for the Narrabeen Pro that kicks off tomorrow, is joining us here on the show just after 6:30.
Oh, wow. We've got Mick Fanning, Benji Marshall joining us.
Benji Marshall's coming in for his rapid-fire footy debut.
How good, baby. For Thursday night footy. You know what? My weekend starts now.
Would you want to be anywhere else? That's all coming up. And then NRL Prime Time from 7 with Benji, Big Dell, Dan Ganane. Just stick around, get comfy, get settled, because up next, probably the biggest name. We've mentioned Mick Fanning. We've mentioned Benji Marshall.
Oh, here he comes, Mr. Magoo.
Up next. It's Brent Reid. No, he does have some big news for us.
Oh, massive news.
A rugby union code hopper coming to rugby league.
And Bondi bound, maybe.
Oh, where else would he head? All the details up next.
You're listening to the Triple M Rush Hour with MG, 6 to 7 p.m. weekdays on 104.9 Triple M.
Thursday night footy. Broncos taking on the Penrith Panthers. Oh, it's a tough old matchup on paper, MG, for the Broncos.
Yeah, on
tonight.
Paper it is, but they don't play on paper. We know that.
No, yes. Well said.
Just a bit of a shout out. Youth Week starts tomorrow, and the PCYC is raising money for their new mental health program called GRIT by asking everyone to jump on board the Star Jump Challenge. GRIT stands for Growth, Mindset, Resilience, Intervention for Teenagers. So if you want to join up and help out the fantastic program, go to starjumpchallenge.org.au and help the PCYC with kids' mental health.
Fantastic cause. Get on board. Let's do this.
Read about it. Read his mail.
Oh, the great man, Brent Reid, best newsbreaker in the business. Good evening, Reedy.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Glue.
Very kind.
The Glue.
Always very kind. I love coming on the show. You're really kind to me. You're warm.
You know what? After that, watching you on NRL 360 the other night, giving it to my Panthers. I don't know about...
Oh, hold on. Let's just clear. I don't think... From memory, I don't think I couldn't get a word in, MG.
No, you were good,
nice,
mate. Good. We love opinions. That's
exactly.
what we're all paid to give.
Hey, Reedy, let's get straight into it. Some news breaking at the moment.
Yeah, look, there's a story that's come out of New Zealand about, I think it's TJ Perenara, the All Blacks rugby union player, and the potential for him to switch to the NRL and play with the Sydney Roosters. Now, look, there was a rumour going around a couple of weeks ago about a high-profile rugby guy switching codes. I fossed around it, couldn't get to the bottom of it, but it turns out this is obviously it, TJ Perenara. I don't know a lot about him. I don't watch a lot of rugby. I'm told he will play as a hooker, which fits in with, obviously, Jake Friend's retirement, and I'm told he's a very, very good football player. Now, I don't think the deal's done yet, but certainly there's been interest. He's been offered to NRL clubs, not just the Roosters. Been offered to other NRL clubs as well, but it sounds like the Roosters appeal to him, so we'll see where it lands.
Well, when you got Sonny Bill Williams in your camp to seal the deal, that's kind of...
I forgot about that, MG.
That gazumps all other clubs.
Yeah, a handy little black book that, or an all black book, if you will.
Just his presence.
What about the Sharks war chest? Reedy, MG put some names forward that he thought that the club should be chasing the other day, but it looks as though they have locked somebody in.
Well, I mentioned last week Will Chambers had been offered to the Sharks, and they were thinking about making a move on Will. It looks like that will happen. Will Chambers will spend the rest of this year at Cronulla. He'll start, I assume, almost immediately. I believe he's in Melbourne at the moment. He'll come to Sydney, set up shop at the Sharks, and to spend the rest of this year at Cronulla. So nice move for Josh Hannay.
Oh, that's big news for Sharks. He's an international centre with him and Jesse Ramian in the centres. That's a formidable pairing.
And what about West Tigers? They're talking about centres and pairings there. West Tigers looking to make a move?
Yeah, well, look, I've got a couple of big-name centres who've got options in the deals for next year, BJ Leilua and Jimmy Roberts. BJ Leilua looks like he's fighting a losing battle to get that option taken up by the club. I suspect they will tell him at some point in coming weeks that it's unlikely to happen. Now, Jimmy Roberts is a bit different. I think they want to give Jimmy a bit more time to show what he can do. So I wouldn't put a line through Jimmy for next year. The big thing with Jimmy is he's on a moderate contract this year, and the option kicks in and it's worth a lot more money to him. So I think Jimmy will be given some time to prove that he's worth that additional money and an additional year.
Yeah, I think the days of playing in the centre for the Jet are over. I think he should be on the wing and play like a Addo Carr type role and just get the ball and run, son. I think every time he gets the ball, he looks like he's got too much going on inside his head to say, what am I going to do? Pass, run, chip, kick, run. Just get the ball on the wing and run. He's so fast and electric.
MG, BJ Leilua, just quickly, 29 years of age. Roosters, Knights, Raiders, now West Tigers, 220 games of experience. Do you see a fifth club in the NRL giving him a chance?
Not likely.
Okay. Maybe a jump on a plane and head over to the UK. And quickly, ready? We're talking the Broncos tonight. Broncos taking on Panthers in tonight's matchup, and they're fighting tooth and nail. We know the Carmichael Hunt news, but they're fighting tooth and nail with their neighbours, the Cowboys, for some players.
Well, they've been fighting over Tommy Dearden, assorted other players. It looks like Kirk Capewell's now in the middle of a stoush between them. I believe the Cowboys met with Kirk Capewell's management earlier this week in Sydney. They're very interested in him. They haven't put an offer forward yet, but they are very interested in Kirk Capewell. And the Broncos are keeping an eye on that situation as well. So the two Queensland clubs are going at it.
Big loss for the Panthers. I know he's resigned. I know he wants to go back to Queensland and either one of them teams. And I think Panthers are probably resigned to letting him go, but not before they win the comp this year.
Well, I can't begrudge him getting a good payday, though, MG.
No, me either, mate. Me either.
And he'll get a good payday out of this because he's got a couple of clubs fighting over him. So he probably deserves it, Kirk Capewell. It's been a good 100% for a long time.
Brent Reid, outstanding male as always. Reedy, we got your fellow shredder Mick Fanning coming up a bit later on in the show.
Mate, Mick, can you invite him to surf with me down at Manly? Maybe we can get out. But you've got the Kentucky Fried Chicken phone ball still. That one you.
Yeah, I think Mick Fanning already does enough for charity. We don't need him sending him out there to surf with you, mate. Reedy, outstanding work. We'll speak to you soon.
See you, boys.
The Rush Hour only talk footy for 1 hour a day. Magic Round is 3 days of action-packed excitement in Brisbane. NRL Magic Round, Brisbane Suncorp Stadium this May. You're listening to the Triple M Rush Hour with MG, 6 to 7 p.m. weekdays on 104.9 Triple M.
Discover the magic of Brisbane at Suncorp Stadium's NRL Magic Round this May, MG. The game tonight's going to be good, but in May for Magic Round, it's just going to be
better.
3 days of action at Suncorp Stadium, and there's plenty of fun to be had in Brisbane before and after kickoff. Now, we need to start with this Brisbane Broncos outfit. I want to talk about the game shortly, but more specifically, the news today that Carmichael Hunt is a Bronco again.
Well, we heard the murmurs, didn't we? We heard it and we thought, it can't be serious. You know, you cannot be serious, as John McEnroe would say. But apparently he's been playing in the Q Cup and he's been, he's an old head on young shoulders with the kids around there. He's 34, and the irony of that is he debuted in first grade at 17. So he's done a complete 180. And look, you know what? If this was any other club, I'd say, come on, man, you're loco. Going after a 34-year-old bloke who's been out of the NRL for a while. But with the Broncos, I say, why not?
I mean, 2009 was the last time he played in the NRL.
Wow.
Since then, he's played AFL for the Gold Coast Suns. He's played for the Waratahs in the Super Rugby. He's been over in France playing rugby union. It's been one hell of a journey. What does he give them? What does he bring them?
He brings experience. He brings what he brings that guy who's been there and done it. As I said, he was 17 when he debuted and got thrown straight in the deep end. He played for Queensland and Australia, I think, before he was 19. So the kid's done it all. The kid, but then the guy, the bloke grew and he stuffed up. He had a couple of stuff-ups along the way. And I think the road for redemption is back. We welcome guys back into the game who have that look about them that they say, look, I've changed and I want to compete again. And Carmichael Hunt is no different. Imagine, Tom Dearden standing next to Carmichael Hunt in the back line and saying, well, man, this is a guy I used to watch and dream about playing with or against. And, they're the youngest team in the competition, the Broncos, and it just adds a bit of depth to their team. It's, as I said, if it's anybody but the Broncos, you'd be scratching your head saying, come on, man, you're loco. But the Broncos at the moment need something, and why not? I say, why not? If Carmichael Hunt can come and produce something, well, let him come.
Well, he's not going to be in the lineup tonight. They go in without Carmichael Hunt, but they go up against the Panthers outfit that is just rolling along. I am fascinated to see how this Panthers team, MG, respond on field to the claims of arrogance off the back of the Raiders win last week.
Yeah, it's a very good point you make. And Penrith have won, Penrith have lost only one of its last 23 games.
Jeez. Where
Brisbane have won only 2 of its past 23 games. So the complete opposite of both teams. I honestly haven't seen a more lopsided pre-game matchup in recent history that I can remember. So the Broncos have nothing to lose tonight. And, Penrith obviously are a young team who might be knocked around a bit by that, being called arrogant. But I know today on social media, Panthers put out a cheeky little post-try celebration where Matt Burton scored a try, then shook hands with Charlie Stones, as if to say, is that, yeah. So they know what's happened. That's in their psyche, and how they perform tonight will go a long way to see how much it's affected them. But really, when you look at the two teams, you can't see anything, and I mean anything but a Panthers victory.
MG, you look at the Panthers bench, and everyone on that bench would be in the starting 13 for the Broncos.
Well, conversely, I look at the Broncos lineup, and I can only find maybe 2 spots for the Broncos in the Penrith lineup, and that's
Payne Haas off the bench,
Xavier Coates on one wing, and Payne Haas maybe off the bench or front row.
Speaks volumes. This Panthers outfit's ticking along very nicely. The full call of the game, you'll have NRL primetime from 7 o'clock with Dell, Benji Marshall, Dan Ganane, and then the call, obviously, from 7:50 onwards. We've got you covered all the way through till the final siren. Can you tip me a margin, MG? I know you'll be going with the Panthers, but give us a margin.
I'll say 20 plus.
20 plus, fair enough. First try scorer?
Maybe one of the Coates or Oates. Maybe just a fluky try from one of the Broncos. Corey Oates has been called back in after a timeout, so maybe look at one of these guys.
Wouldn't he love to start the game with just a Hail Mary intercept and length of the field try from Corey Oates?
Billy kick out, just straight through. Hot knife through butter.
You're listening to the Triple M Rush Hour with MG, 6 to 7 p.m. weekdays on 104.9 Triple M.
MG, the Narrabeen Pro kicks off tomorrow. How good is it to have surfing in New South Wales to start the new tour?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a couple of young blokes and head up there tomorrow, Bo.
Oh, absolutely.
Before they go in for the footy shift. Yeah.
Absolutely. Something that everyone should be trying to get to. It starts tomorrow and goes through next week. Obviously, waves pending. The first event to start the tour in Newcastle went well, but this one in Narrabeen that kicks off tomorrow is special for another reason.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
Because the 3-time world champion and fellow Penrith royalty, Mick Fanning, is making his comeback. He's coming out of retirement for this event. He joins us on the line. G'day, Mick.
Good morning. G'day. How are you?
Mickey, mate, fantastic to have you back. What was the itch you had to scratch, mate?
Mate, it was more just looking for a challenge. More of just a challenge to. I've just come back from knee surgery and just wanted to get my body back to 100%. And but also too, on top of that, I was aiming to do bells actually before it all got COVID restricted. And I thought, well, I can't do bells, so I might as well do another one.
Well, of course, that was 20 years since you had your first win as a wild card in bells, so that would have been quite ironic. But look, you talk about challenges. On the 10th of August at 2:14 p.m, your world changed beautifully with the birth of your beautiful little boy. How much has that changed you, mate?
Oh, mate, it's been incredible. He's such a little gem. He's smiling at me now, causing mischief, but he's awesome. He's so much fun.
Hey, well, speaking of youngsters, your first heat at the Narrabeen Pro, when it does get underway, the seeding round, you've just got to match up with the world number one Italo Ferreira from Brazil, which will be nice for you. But there's also a Merewether local by the name of Morgan Sibilic who went really well in the Newcastle Pro last week. In fact, he knocked out John Florence, but who wasn't born when you made your debut on the tour.
I know, it's crazy. Morgan's he's a great kid, actually. I actually met him years and years ago when he was about 12 years old. Up in Yamba, and then I didn't hear from him for years, and then next thing I see he's qualifying for the World Tour. So it's been a really fast rise for Morgan. I'm really stoked for him. He's a great kid.
How different, Mick, is it going to be for you? And has it been for you? Obviously, we mentioned the Bells Beach back in 20 years ago, would have been 20 years ago as a wild card. What's the big difference from being the young up-and-coming surfer to the guy who's won 3 world titles, has retired, now is trying to come back? And as far as fitness goes, what did you have to really concentrate on?
I did have to concentrate on some fitness, I'll tell you. Dad and Christmas got the better of me. Yeah, look, I've been working pretty hard, as I said, like with a knee injury, trying to get back to 100%. So it's been a fun process getting back, but yeah, it hasn't been the easiest thing, but I've been really enjoying it.
Our Panthers, brother. Like last year, we didn't have a chance to speak to you last year with the COVID situation, but we went one short of the big dance in the grand final. But this year, 5-0. Now they're calling us arrogant.
Oh, mate, it's not arrogant. The boys look like they're having a good time. They're playing good footy. It's I think it's just tall poppy syndrome in Australia. You know, last year everyone's jumping on board the Panthers train, and now we're still winning. And they're trying to chop them down. So to all the boys, don't worry about it. Just do your thing.
Yeah, we're shockers for that. We are shockers for tall poppy syndrome.
Hey, you look at the Storm the last 10 years. Everything we always try to get on the Storm's back for bringing this out. And now we kind of know what they've gone through for 10 years. Yeah, it's a little bit over the top.
Hey, Mick,
but they'll be right.
Mick, speaking of the Storm, did you have any inside word on what Cam Smith's future was going to be? I mean, he's a local up there now.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't have a clue, mate. He's up from the other end of the coast.
Oh, is he up the wrong end of the coast?
Yeah, he's on the wrong end of the coast.
Wrong end of the coast.
Yeah.
Wrong end of the coast.
How are you going to relax after the weekend, after you lift the title? What are you going to do? Sit down and relax? You're going to have a big feed? You're going to have a couple of drinks? What are you going to do?
Who knows? I'll probably just get the baby put in my arms and Bree will go and relax.
Yeah, she deserves it, brother.
Yeah,
well done.
Exactly.
Mickey Fanning, mate, I love speaking to you. Been a long time. We can't wait to watch you tomorrow up there at Narrabeen. We wish you luck and fantastic work with the young bloke. Congratulations on becoming a dad, and may you be a champion on Sunday, brother.
Yeah, thanks very much, boys. I really appreciate it.
You're listening to the Triple M Rush Hour with MG, 6 to 7 p.m. weekdays on 104.9 Triple M.
In May, it's Magic Round. One ground, 16 teams, 8 games, a weekend of action live from Suncorp Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be there, I'm going to be there, and we want people to come with us.
Yes, please.
So the way they can do that is head to triplem.com.au, register, and you can win yourself flights to Brisbane, accommodation, tickets to all 3 days of action at Suncorp Stadium, and we'll take you out for lunch as well.
Lunch with a couple of beverages.
You can discover the magic of Brisbane at Suncorp Stadium's NRL Magic Round this May. There's plenty of fun to be had in Brisbane before and after the kickoff. One man who will be there enjoying the fun on the field is in studio with us now, part of the call team for tonight's game, Benji Marshall. G'day, Benj.
How is?
We're going
fantastic.
How good?
You're looking $1 million. You look like you're really having fun out there in that footy field.
Well, that's what it's about, mate. You know, everyone asks me, you're 36 years old. Why do you keep turning up every day and doing what you do? And the honest answer is I just love it. I'm just enjoying it. And obviously when you're winning games, it makes it a little bit easier. But life at the Bunnies is pretty fun, yeah. We're really enjoying it.
That's good. I mean, you say he looks $1 million. I was thinking more around, what is it, 150? What are you getting?
No,
what are they?
Probably closer to what I'm getting, yeah.
Well, Saturday it's on. So what about Saturday? We got the Benji Marshall Cup.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've heard that. So I'm playing for my own cup. But no. Oh, looking forward to it, mate. Obviously when you play your old club, it's a nice little challenge. And I'm I can probably try and smash them from the bench. How good. Watch the first half and cheer and clap, and who knows, if I'm lucky I might get on for the last 10 minutes. Hopefully Wayne's listening. Give me 20.
Wayne does listen. He loves podcasting the show.
Podcast.
He does, yeah.
Wendell Saylor, Dan Ganana joining you from 7 o'clock for NRL Primetime, then the call of this one tonight. But before we finish up, we've got to do this.
1, 2, 3, reaches out and scores over the 40. Under the open line. This might be a miracle try.
The Triple M Rush Hour's Rapid Fire Footy.
Fast footy questions, fast footy answers, please, gentlemen. MG, this is Benji's debut, so you're going to show him how it's done first up, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Across your career, which jersey, when you put it on, did you look in the mirror and think, I look good in this? I'm going to go all right here.
Oh, well, I had Panthers, I had Tigers for 1 year, I had Western Reds. I still like the alternative Panther one, the white one, the alternate strip, because it made you look bigger.
Okay, Benj?
So I look in the mirror and go, yeah, let's go, big boy.
I've had a few, but I'm going to go with the Kiwi jumper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice black, it looks good on black.
It's a good answer. I noticed you didn't mention...
Yeah, but he had to mention Penrith, mate. He's loyal. I'm battling between teams at the moment. I can't say any and sound biased.
All right, next one. You're buying stocks in players, and Ben, we'll start with you here. You're buying stocks. You can buy Joseph Suaalii stocks or Sam Walker stocks.
Oh, look, I love what Sam Walker's done, but there's just something about Suaalii that, I reckon's interesting, and just the talent, skill, and how big he is. It reminds me of a really young Greg Inglis, but he looks like he's going to be bigger. So I do love Sam Walker, but I'm going to go with Suaalii here.
All right, MG?
Yeah, I suppose if you want to buy stocks, you want to see what you're buying the product is all about. And I haven't seen Joseph yet, so I suppose Sammy Walker gets my money.
Okay, safe money.
I like a
there.
risk, but...
Yeah, well, you're buying low.
Yeah.
You're buying side
You're a parachuter, baby. You're a bungee jumper.
100.
Hey, tomorrow night, the mouth-watering fullback match-up between Pappenhausen and Tedesco. Who do you think will lead their team to victory in that one tomorrow night, MG?
Pappenhausen.
I'm
going to go with Paps too.
Pappenhausen?
I just think they'll win the game, and it's hard to be the best on the field. Yeah, he's been going good, mate.
Question without notice: where does Latrell sit on the podium?
Second.
Behind Teddy? Okay, like it. And lastly, we had Mick Fanning on just before the Narrabeen Pro gets underway tomorrow. Favourite beach, Benji?
Penrith Beach. I knew he was going to do
That's a river, baby.
Yeah,
That's a river, baby.
Beach, mate. Mate, born and bred Whakatane. I know you can't say that on the air, but that's where I'm actually from, and the beach there's beauty.
It's a
so
suburb.
Get down there.
The two best beaches I've ever been to is Whitehaven up in the Whitsundays.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oprah Winfrey made it famous, and there's one I used to go to when I was in Perth in the off-season up in Broome called Cable Beach.
Both you got to have a lot of money to go to, so MG's been there a few times.
So, hey, Super League money, baby. Now Triple M money.
Now good. Yeah, it's not quite.
Studio in your own house, do what you want.
Can you surf, Benj?
No. Whitewash, yeah.
Can you
Pretty
swim?
Good. Yeah, I can
It's
swim.
whitewash. I can boogie board.
Yeah, right. On the esky lid?
Yeah, exactly.
The esky lid.
Fair enough. Hey, Triple M NRL Primetime coming up very shortly. Dan Ganane and Wendell Saylor going to jump in with you, Benji. The Broncos-Panthers kickoff is at 7:50. MG, we got to get out of here. Say goodbye.
Thank you so much for your ears, listeners. He's Benji Marshall. He's Liam. I'm MG. Wherever you are, stay random.
You're listening to the Triple M Rush Hour with MG, 6 to 7 p.m. weekdays on 104.9 Triple M.